Get on the seat. Okay, maybe not on the seat. But on the, yeah, there you go. There you go. What do you get?
No.
There you go. Go on. What do you get? Oh! Okay, your hands back down. Let's go sit in there. Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode of our weekly review where we
Talk about our week.
Yeah! This week, we've both got some delicious drinks today. What have you got, Zoe?
I've got orange squash.
And I've got lemon squash. But this is our opportunity to review our week that's just passed.
And look forward to our week that's about to commence.
And an opportunity for us to record that.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to video yourself doing it, you can write it down as well if you wanted to.
Voice note.
Or voice note, or you could just not do it at all. Just whatever works for you. But it might be better if you record it. So you can look back on your goals and aims and see if you're getting closer to them or if they've changed.
Progress. Reflection.
Science. So, Zoe, what were your goals for this week that we talked about last weekend?
Consistency, variation, and testing.
And how did they go this week?
Testing was really good, although I'm way off where I need to be. It was a good baseline as I've just come from an injury, so I feel like it's really good to be able to reflect back and hopefully improve from.
And what about the
rest of it?
The variety and...
Variety I think was good. I think I've stuck to quite a good routine this week and been quite good at getting out of bed in the morning.
I've not.
No. Yeah, I think I've had quite a good tick boxing week, highest mileage week, and yeah. How's your week been?
Better than last week. The last week was a good week. It was just there was like a bit of a lull.
Yeah.
This week I targeted appreciating where we are and having a bit more fun. And that wasn't a case of just don't take it seriously when I'm training, but more when I'm not training that I can relax a little bit and chill out, but also could do other stuff.
So what other stuff have you done?
I think we laughed more this week.
Yeah.
We laughed more, as opposed to just sort of being a bit more serious. What have we done this weekend?
Pizza.
Oh, pizza. We didn't. So there's a pizza episode coming soon. It's been filmed, just not edited. Zoe wants to edit it. And what else was we doing? Because we basically set aside, like we talked about last week, with time boxing.
Yeah.
So we set aside time in between, like in the afternoon. We did some stretching. We went out to the outside and did some stretching in the sun, which was really good. And it got us, like, you could appreciate the weather, appreciate that we're lucky to have an outside space to go to. Also, the performance, so I had a half hour Monday versus the half hour last Monday, and it was a step on. So the week before, it was more, like I said on that video on Monday, I would rather start off a bit slower and build through and get faster rather than start off quick and then blow my doors off.
Yeah.
So this week made a good improvement from the week before, and then kind of looking at next week, trying to step on from that, but it was a big jump last week, so it just has to be a little bit, and then just consistently doing a little bit by a little bit, and each week having a target of, say you do a workout, like if you did your testing workout every week, that may be quite difficult, but you could say that first week you've done 10 minutes, whatever the workout is, and then the next week you go for 9:55, and the next week you go for 9:50. You drop off time every week, and just you can apply that same logic to any workout you're doing. So mine was a 30-minute rate 20, just how many meters, can I get 1 meter, 2 meters more every week? That would be absolutely fantastic, but at the same time, not every week is going to be a step forward.
I was going to say, it's not all about PBing, and sometimes more isn't always better. I think the trap that I've fallen into this week is like wanting more before I'm ready for more.
Like coming back from your injury.
Yeah, and not appreciating, like, actually, I had a great shooting session on Friday.
So I would like to butt in on that one.
Go on then.
So I've been doing some timing because I'm an expert.
Shoot coach.
What's not a gunsmith? Marksman. A good marksman. I'm a fantastic marksman. So I've been looking at that, and then Zoe. So I was doing the timing, and I knew the result of said timing, and then I would ask you what the times were, and every time I asked you, you were saying it was way off, like much slower than the time it was. So it was, but then towards the end of the week, it seemed like you were more accurate and getting more confident in your ability.
Yeah.
Whereas the first time I timed it,
I was way off.
You were like 10 seconds off, and it was almost as if just to say, have a bit more confidence in yourself. And it looked like you were gaining that through the week.
Agreed.
So for next week, what are you looking at doing versus this week?
I think going on from like the topic of more, I think last week I was probably a bit too ambitious about just being, I think I was too ambitious and too vague of my goals. So like consistency and variety and testing. Like testing I did well, but like the consistency and variety was a bit vague. So this week I want to do one goal, and that is to keep a daily training diary.
Oh. And you've not been doing that this week? Or previously? Okay. And what does your daily training diary include? Is that just, I did this run, I did...
Yeah, and it's like how I feel in the morning, how like the session went, like if there was any like standout moments or like bits that I want to remember and then reflect on. What's your goal for next week?
Well, last week, have more fun.
Yeah.
Which I think I would like to continue into next week. So it's not necessarily like going out or like trying to make activities. It's just like laughing more, enjoying stuff more. This week it's not necessarily it's time management to an extent. Well, it's time management in general. It's science again, but it's like not like I'll get off the erg. Say I get off the erg at 1 o'clock, and I want to get my lunch. I'll be sitting down and having my lunch at 2. I'll be like, where did that hour disappear?
Yeah.
Or it'll be like, oh, I get up out of bed and then at say 8:30,
and then you're not on the erg until
I'm not on the erg till like 10, 11.
Yeah.
And that could be like, oh well, I walked Yam, but then there was one point this week where I walked Yam and then he ran away. He just wouldn't come back. So it took me like an extra half hour. So I got back to the house being like.
Say that again.
So it took me, not only did it take me half an hour longer than my usual morning routine, I was all stressed because I was just like, Yam, just come back so we can go over here.
Yeah.
So there's that, but also the majority of the time it's more just of like, oh, I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'll go and just mess around and and it's not by anything useful either.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it, less distractions, trying to be more indistractable.
You know what the cause of being distracted is?
Tell me.
Running away from discomfort.
But what would the discomfort be about getting on the erg for steady state? Maybe there's some subconscious
that podcast I sent you.
No, I know, I listened.
Yeah.
But I was asking you for the vlog.
Maybe you enjoy going on the erg though.
That's what I'm saying. So why would I delay it?
Maybe you don't know what you're watching on the erg.
It takes me a while to get there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just need a big jobby and I'm waiting for it to brew. So going forward this week, I want to. What did I say? What was the word? Oh yeah.
Time management.
Indistractable.
Indistractable.
So I want to be more indistractable, just less distractible. Okay, so now we have finished our chats for goals for next week and how this week has went. Yeah. We're ready for next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Yam scored are too. And to finish off today's video, last week we did the sort of like question thing where we both answered questions badly. This week, how many grapes can you fit in your mouth?
Okay.
So we'll just keep going. One
until
one of us loses.
Okay.
Is there a forfeit? You have a spoonful of cinnamon for the loser.
Oh.
yeah. A spoonful of cinnamon for the loser.
Okay, right. I think
so if one falls out, like if you drop one, it's fine. But if one falls out your mouth, you lose.
Okay.
If you can't fit any more in, you lose.
You're allowed to eat as you go.
No.
Okay, ready?
Okay. One grape.
Okay. One.
One grape. Very good. Here you go. 4. Alright. Can you chew them?
No.
6. 7. 2. 5. 1. All. 30. 40. I've made some space. I've got plenty of space left. I don't know what number that is.
One more.
Oh. Walk out.
That's quite a lot.
This is how many. I won though. So, would you like
So
to
my forfeit tomorrow is I'm going to do the herb.
let me know in the comments below, let us know in the comments below if you would like Zoe to do the cinnamon challenge in next week's
No.
weekly review.
Be really nice, people.
But also, as Zoe was saying, I spoke yesterday about doing the 2.6 challenge on the rowing machine. So if you go back to yesterday's video, there's a link to an Erg World session that you can join in and basically add all the mileage together and see just how many miles, how many Ks we can get to for the 2.6 challenge, which is raising awareness for the struggling charities in the UK, and obviously it's a whole worldwide thing. So if you're to raise awareness and you want to donate to a charity that you believe in, because I think that's the best way of doing it really, rather than sort of pointing to one, because everyone kind of
has a chosen charity.
Yeah. And tomorrow, what we're going to try and do, so Zoe's going to do the 2.6 challenge on the rowing machine, and I'm going to do the 2.6 challenge on the road running. So the video will be something along the lines of, basically I'm trying out pentathlon.
What are we going to do in between?
We're doing shooting. That's what we're doing.
And it's going to be a challenge. So I'm going to do 2.6 on the erg with 4 shooting.
And you get penalties applied for missing a target. No penalties? Or just time? Okay.
So it's basically who
That's
can
not
go
fair.
the fastest.
No, we have to calculate how long it's going to take you.
Okay.
And then
we'll come up with a...
But I'm burping from the grapes. But basically, we'll do 2.6 on the erg, 2.6 on the road, divide it by 4, and
some shooting in between.
But so 5 hitting the target in between, because Zoe does pentathlon, which is a combined event in there with rowing, running, and shooting. So we're going to try and make it a challenge tomorrow as well.
Okay.
And then maybe the loser of that, you can do the cinnamon challenge.
The loser of what?
The loser of that can watch you do the cinnamon challenge.
Oh.
So let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below if you would like Zoe to do the cinnamon challenge, whether that's tomorrow or probably next week. And let us know if there's any other challenges, like how many grapes can you fit in your mouth, that you would like us to do at the end of next week's weekly review. For the 5th one, or the 5th week, in isolation, together. And as always, Yam Squad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and I will see you
in tomorrow's limited Sunday edition.
Yes!